Teach me some slang. Teach me some teen slang.
I was gonna write it down.
Alright, so I'm way too old to be on YouTube. Obviously.
Alright, Cody, you, one of the largest commentary creators on YouTube, knowingly committed a crime against her when she was a minor, Tana Mongeau.
I hooked up with Cody Ko when I was 17 and he was 25.
This situation makes you look terrible.
She pulled him aside and told him yo, she's 17, and then we still went and hooked up. It was a crime.
A 25-year-old Cody Ko hooked up with a 17-year-old Tana Mongeau. Despite receiving the warnings, he proceeded to commit a crime, and now it's come back to haunt him. So let's get into it. Last I heard, Cody Ko was one of the most liked YouTubers out there, but then I saw D'Angelo Wallace made a video about him and things started adding up because D'Angelo exposed him for sleeping with Tana Mongeau, which is something we've known about, but knowingly doing it when she was a minor. And since D'Angelo made this video, people are finally starting to pay attention, including myself, because I didn't really connect the dots. And Tana is a victim in this situation, whether you want to say she is or not. Because when he was 25, he should not have been messing around with a 17-year-old.
Teach me some slang. Teach me some teen slang.
I was gonna write it
Alright, so
down.
I'm way too old to be on YouTube. Obviously.
Same. I mean, I turned 30 really soon, and it's just kind of the end of my career. You know, it's
sad. I mean, you need to stop.
yeah. Honestly,
I'm joking.
this is it.
Allegations against the popular YouTuber and streamer Cody Ko have recently surfaced. While the creator has yet to speak up against everything being said about him, many are beginning to believe that this may be the downfall of the popular YouTuber. Now, we'll go through the timeline, but this is something that we've known about, that Tana Mongeau had hooked up with Cody Ko, and it's not looking good for him because it's looking like a charge. Of course, I don't think Cody Ko could be charged with anything. I don't think Tana's trying to do that, and I think the statute of limitations has probably already passed. But nonetheless, it's questionable behavior. Cody Ko, who is currently 33 years old, has been accused of sleeping with another creator, Tana Mongeau, back when she was only 17 years old. We love D'Angelo Wallace on this channel. He's part of the reason why I started making videos myself. So when I saw him make this video, I knew we need to talk about it, especially because a lot of you guys were reaching out to me and told me you wanted to hear my take.
Alright, Cody, let's have an uncomfortable conversation. Someone has been alleging for years now that you, one of the largest commentary creators on YouTube, knowingly committed a crime against her when she was a minor, but YouTubers and viewers alike are ignoring and discrediting these allegations solely because the person making them happens to be an unlikable woman online, Tana Mongeau. None of your friends, nobody on your level, nobody in the commentary niche with enough pull is willing to admit that this situation makes you look terrible.
Let's get into the details of when this happened. Now, this happened in Florida, where the age of consent is 18. They were at Playlist Live, which used to be really popular. I don't know if many people go nowadays. I think it's still a thing, but all the popular creators would go there and party together.
About a month ago, she hosted a live episode in front of an audience, and the conversation turned to you.
Who's the smallest you've ever had sex with?
Oh my God, no one look at me, Cody Ko. I can say that. I was literally 17. I can say that.
Okay, already cringe. I mean, she's not only exposing him for sleeping with her when she was 17, but also the smallest wiener. So, poor Cody Ko. Actually, not poor Cody Ko because of what he's done here.
This clip started making the rounds and people were understandably perturbed because if Tana Mongeau was 17, you would have been 25. So people started speculating and Tana decided to set the record straight.
I hooked up with Cody Ko when I was 17 and he was 25.
She claims that not only were you fully aware of her age at the time, but someone even tried to stop you and you went ahead anyway.
There was a situation with Gabby Hanna at a Playlist Live where she pulled him aside and told him yo, she's 17, and then we still went and hooked up.
To be clear, 17 is under the age of consent in many states, including Florida, where Playlist Live used to take place.
This isn't just some crazy tea. It was a crime.
If you guys haven't heard of Gabby Hanna in a while, here's your reminder because she's also another popular YouTuber who used to roll in the same crowd as everyone else. Gabby has since disappeared and she's had her own path, her own story. We could unpack that in another video. But Gabby actually went and approached Cody and told him that Tana was underage. She saw them kissing. She was like, hold up, man. You're my friend. I don't want you to get in trouble. So just letting you know, she's a minor. And then he knowingly proceeded with that information. Keemstar shares what he knew of the situation, which we're going to have to censor some of this, but years ago, Gabby Hanna told me in an off-record statement that a 25-year-old Cody was kissing a 17-year-old Tana. The age of consent is 18, of course, so that's not allowed. Gabby pulled Cody aside to inform him, and he said, "Thank you for the warning." Gabby said later that night Cody did it with Tana, even though she warned him. Keemstar tried to speak to Tana about the story, but she was upset to hear that Gabby was going around saying this, so she had nothing to say at the time.
Nothing would make this situation better, but plenty of things make it worse, like the fact that she was a fan of yours at the time, adding an additional layer to the power dynamic you would have had over her.
I grew up loving him, and I think you know what I mean? Like, I was just like excited and a fan.
Tana seems to have many feelings about this, which we'll go over a bit later, but she stated very clearly that the actions she's accusing you of are inexcusable.
If I had a 17-year-old daughter or a little sister or something, like, I would kill.
I would never let it fly.
These recent allegations are bad enough on their own, but there are a couple of things that make them worse still. Things that many people don't know yet, but you do. You know that Tana has been making the same specific claim against you for years now. Here she is back in 2021 saying the same thing.
I was 17 at the time, 18. I started kind of hooking up with other people. Shout out JC Kalen, shout out Cody Ko.
So this has been a story that Tana hasn't shied away from. It's nothing that she's like blatantly came out and just like went off and said it, but she has told it time and time again in little parts of this, which has all added up to a big scandal. Cody has received a whole lot of backlash online for the allegations. A lot of people on Twitter are not happy with their once favorite creator. There's one piece of crucial evidence that D'Angelo presents in his video, and it's of Gabby Hanna telling this story about Cody Ko and Tana way before anyone was ever talking about it, reconfirming that Gabby is a key witness here. And if we didn't have Gabby, I don't know if people would believe Tana, and I don't think that we would be pressing Cody Ko for a response.
The clip I'm about to show you is extremely hard to find. The original has been lost to time, and it's a wonder we have this on video at all.
I told a guy, I saw him making out with a girl at a party who was underage, and I pulled him aside and I was like, "Hey man, you probably don't know, I know she like looks a little older. She's underage. Watch it." And he's like, "Oh my God, thank you for telling me." And then he heard that.
This is
okay. Not the she looks a little bit older, but also two. I wonder why this clip is so hard to find. Like, who's protecting Cody in this? I mean, has he made it difficult for this clip to be resurrected?
really bad. When somebody makes an allegation and they say they have a witness, and that witness can be found telling the exact same story years before any of this came out, that's not something I can just ignore. In a situation that cannot be proven, corroboration by a third party goes a long way.
So where is Cody Ko? Are we going to get our explanation? Well, I feel like we're going to learn through Tana. And Tana has been talking a little bit about this, sharing that she has received some communication from Cody, trying to reassure that they are okay, even though this story is starting to make its rounds.
I said something about it online and it was starting to surface. And he texted me like, "Are we good?" And was like, I said, "Yeah." And like, he was like, "My wedding's coming up."
Yeah, his wedding was coming up. He's got a family. He's tried to move on with his life, so he really doesn't want his skeletons coming back to haunt him. Fellow creators are reacting to this, though, and they're not lightening up, like Gabby Bell and iDub said, "Say something, B-word," trying to really drag Cody Ko. It's a really competitive game out here on the internet, so I think a lot of like competitors, if they see someone flopping, they're gonna be like, "Hey, like jump on this and let's get him out of here," which is something I don't necessarily believe in. I don't believe in like cancel culture, but I do believe in accountability, and it'd be nice if you would say, "Yeah, I effed up. I'm so sorry. I was like something, just something," even though there's no excuse. Gabby Bell wrote, "Commentary of all genres should not be a boys club. I'm not going to sit my ass here and pretend that Cody Ko did not take advantage of a 17-year-old when he was 25 and then ignore and silence it. Say something, B-word." iDubbbz replied to D'Angelo's video and said, "This is commentary that's needed in the commentary community." YouTuber Funky Frog Bait posted on their Instagram story, "If you were disappointed that I didn't cover Cody Ko's situation on the Internet Report, just know it was a bit off my radar, and I honestly did not realize how bad the situation was until now." So I'm glad that people are waking up, including myself. I wasn't out here. I know who Cody Ko is because I had a video back in the day I made about the Ace family, and I mentioned him, and I was like, some guy named Cody Ko, and everyone's like, "Oh, Cody Ko." So I learned who he was. Since then, But, you know, I wasn't aware of his past with Tana. Oh, hell no. Let's go and revisit D'Angelo's video.
I have seen so many comments, but what was she wearing?
It's Tana, so who cares?
Well, it's Tana Mongeau.
The reaction to this has been unsurprising but incredibly disappointing, demanding proof that they know she can't provide, acting like she's only doing this to gain clout or root.
While I do think like Tana has a really strong, loyal fan base, it's a lot of like girls and gays, and I can imagine a lot of straight guys being like, I don't know, blaming her. Not that I think all straight guys would be like that, of course not, but I think there's probably some who would completely like troll her and this entire situation.
In you somehow, despite the fact that she's never once put your name in a video title over this. Or worst of all, implying that a 17-year-old could have truly consented to any of this. But let's be clear about one thing. That is not the case. No amount of retroactive age calculations or what-if scenarios change the fact that what Tana described would be, objectively speaking, a crime.
This person tweeted, people being okay with Cody Ko hooking up with an underage Tana because it's Tana is actually disgusting and further plays into the idea of a perfect victim. Someone can be a terrible person and still be a victim. Her controversy does not take away what he did to her, which is something I completely believe. I mean, if you don't like the person, it's fine. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, not me about to get political and talk about like Trump getting shot at. I mean, even though like, I don't know if that's staged or not, but either way, no one should get like, no, we're not going to go there. But let's just say that like, you know, you can have bad people out there, but like doesn't mean that like bad things should happen to them. Like that, like an older man should prey on a minor, like gross.
In fact, I've seen people defending you by saying Tana said she doesn't care, so why should any of us care? But that's not exactly what she was saying.
I don't associate or hold it with trauma because I am such a comparative person where I'm like, so many worse things have happened to me.
And even if something isn't consciously internalized as an identifiable source of trauma, the body keeps the score.
I know things manifest in ways other than me directly feeling them. Like maybe I don't.
I feel like Tana lives such a fast life too. I can't imagine like everything she has experienced has already caught up to her. I mean, I'm sure one day there's gonna be like a big like reflection of everything, and just like I can't even imagine the life she lives. Sometimes I feel like I'm living a crazy life and I'm like here sitting in my room. So imagine what she's getting into.
Feel traumatized in certain aspects from certain things, and other things I do, but you know, maybe they just manifest in ways other than directly feeling. The most traumatizing thing of all of this really was seeing how many people like don't believe people or don't believe me. I feel so bad for all of these young girls because then they see that and then it makes them not want to come forward.
You guys are probably wondering what's next. Well, we need to hear from Cody Ko. D'Angelo says that Cody is refusing to say anything, and he's also accusing him of heavily censoring the internet. D'Angelo calls Cody a coward, saying that he needs to confront this. He's reached a new low, and that everyone is just going to believe that this is true. I mean, the facts are pointing that way, especially with this kind of silence. One thing I found fascinating was how D'Angelo looked at how people are reacting to the situation and how the comments are different, and his comparison really shows how, I mean, someone like at this level, at like a Cody Ko level, can just order some censorship to protect themselves, or maybe their agency would do it because they've got big brand deals on the line.
I couldn't find a single comment on your last video about this situation. Not even one. Comparing that to the comment section on your Instagram, where every single comment I saw was about this, it's clear that you're heavily censoring your audience on YouTube. But surely you must have realized the limits by now, since people have just transferred the conversation over to your wife's channel. The fact that her comment section is overrun due to your decision to stay silent about this should be all the proof you need that that decision was wrong. At this point, your silence and censorship are a response with disturbing implications. The only thing that I've seen this hidden portion of your audience asking for is the truth.
Like I alluded to, there's a lot of people who are protecting Cody Ko. That's including his fan base, like people who are moderators, people who are on Reddit and kind of maintaining his community, are trying to point his community away from this video.
I witnessed the heavy-handed moderation of your subreddit in real time as I researched this video. I would refresh the page and posts would suddenly be unapproved by moderators after racking up hundreds of comments, removed because they could, quote, instigate drama, or more commonly just locked and or removed with no reason given whatsoever. I'm sure whoever is doing this thinks they're helping you, but you should probably tell them that they're making things look 10 times worse.
The amount of people in this industry who like want to protect him and are like talking to me in a way where it's like they, you know what I mean? Like, or even just friends like, but I love him.
So there's something fishy going on here, especially when it comes to censorship. I am not a fan of censorship. I don't think it's okay. And I think that if there are the masses demanding something, then just give the people what they want. I mean, shoot, does he even have to feel? I mean, I guess we would be able to see through the video, through the apology, if he's actually sorry. But I just feel like it's such a bad career move. Like, I guess the guy's never learned a lesson. Like, also, this was 8 years ago. Again, no excuse for his behavior. But, like, he could, like, you know, kind of scheme a little thing, being like, oh, you know, the past, how many years? He's 33 now, so 8 years. Like, I've gone through change. I don't know. You know, it's a really messy situation. I think it's really gotten just so much worse because Cody Ko has not taken ownership. I don't know what he's done behind the scenes to Tana, what they've talked about, what he's planning to do, but I am taken back. It's definitely not good for Cody, because I feel like when I think of Cody now, I'm going to think of this. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.